Tongues Jake here to do a blaster review that answers the question of what happens when a blaster designer from the community of the Nerf hobby gets the chance to work with a company and make their blaster go from the kind of small scale custom, high-end build to a production model. Well, Taffy and his skewer have been one of my more favored higher end blasters, if you want to call it that, but higher performing blasters, we'll say. I personally bought this one through Silver Fox Industries, spent my own money on it, and have loved it. I only had one little complaint on the handle, but that's not a big one, easy to overlook. Even spent money to put one of the Gavin Fuzzy bearing scars on it. And this is a very fun, simple, and easy to use, high-powered blaster that hits about 200 feet per second with half-length darts and a very straightforward design with a see-through polycarbonate plunger tube, a aluminum alloy breech feeding into an aluminum barrel with a 3D printed, it's hard to call it a shell because it's solid pieces for the most part, but with a 3D printed, we'll call it a chassis. So the skewer turned out to be a fan favorite for those in the higher performing blaster enthusiasts. Taffy and Busby got together and basically they worked out how to bring this onto store shelves in a affordable and still good performing package that fired full length darts instead of the half lengths that this fires, while staying mostly true, at least overall scope of the design, true to Taffy's original vision of the skewer. So through the magic of editing, we're going to go poof and bring in the Twist Fury, which is basically the little kid brother to the skewer. And the Twist Fury, it does indeed stay true to form in that it has basically the same kind of chassis. This is more of a true blaster shell, as you'd expect from a production model, whereas it still keeps the open breech, just like on the skewer, so you can kind of see what's going on when a dart gets loaded right below here, just like with this. And it keeps the exposed barrel. This is a true barrel, and of course that's a faux barrel, but it keeps the same design elements and the see-through plunger tube, just as you get with your genuine skewer, and the T-pull on both. Now, that's where a lot of the similarities end, because you take the skewer that fires only half-length darts at around, depending on your spring option, barrel length, yada yada yada, it's a 200 plus feet per second blaster that you can tame down if you so desire. This is a production blaster, and to be sold in the United States and other countries, it has to meet certain regulations of impact power, and that's dart weight combined with velocity over the surface area of the dart tip. So therefore, no, we can't have a production 200 feet per second blaster unless it's going to be marketed for 14 plus. And that's why you see Dart Zone, and with the Adventure Force Pro models, they're all 14 plus. That's that impact force. So this is not that. Don't think that you're going to go grab a $20 skewer that fires at 200 feet per second. No. No, let's just stop that here. But what this is a spring-powered, magazine-fed, rear prime. I already have it primed, so we'll fire it once. But rear prime with the T-pull and single-shot blaster. It does have one optic rail, or accessory rail. Like, for instance, for me, and it is Busby specific, although they do have the adapter that came with a few blasters a few years ago. So if you're like me and you hoarded a couple of them, you can put whatever you want on there. But say something like this little red dot slides on just perfectly, and actually matches the aesthetics of the blaster really well. So that's the one I'm using. Just that right there. It does have a very, very chunky iron sight. This, of course, isn't included. Just one I have. But it accepts pretty much any Busby accessory on this rail that you so desire. It does have that super chunky, if you want to call it a iron sight, but it has nothing rear. So no dovetail at the back to match up with the blade at the front. But simple operation. Literally just pull it, make sure that the T-bar is all the way forward, and then fire. And with the included darts and an array of other darts I tried, I was getting anywhere from about 81 to 83.5 feet per second. So pretty good performance out of a stock blaster that, although I don't know the retail price just yet, I was assuming that it was around $20. So for me, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. A $20 blaster that's shooting at 83 feet per second, give or take, depending on the dart you're using. And for funsies, I of course threw in Busby Precise Pros, given the fact that I just did a documentary on meeting with Dale Eisenman, who was the creator of those. I threw it in there, and this thing was getting 98 to 99 feet per second with Precise Pros. I just ran a mag through, so 8 shots is not a large sample size, but yeah, I was getting 98 to 99 feet per second non-stop. It was like 98, 98, 99, 98, 99. So, Precise Pros again. Come on, I've got to get Busby to make those once more. Now, I know there's some people there in R&D who know Dale and have worked extensively on the Precise Pros. Bring them back. This would have been the perfect blaster to bring them back with. Put the Twist Fury, sell about a dozen of the Precise Pros with it, and then you're good to go. As it is, you get 8 of the AccuStrike darts, or AccuBlast. That's a hard one. It's going to trip me up many times over. Busby just had to do that to me. Because, of course, we know AccuStrike was for Nerf. AccuBlast is from Busby. That won't be the last time I do that. So I'm leaving it in. Not going to edit it out. But the AccuBlast darts are actually pretty good. I did a comparison between them and Precise Pros, and they match up, still losing out to them, but they match up fairly well. So, a good alternative, I guess. But, as it is, you get 8 of them, an 8-round magazine, and the magazine is one of the kind that Busby has been basically including with everything, that has little clips on it that you can click this magazine to another to do a flip mag design. Unlike Hasbro, they don't charge you extra for that. It's just part of it. Part of their standard operating procedure to just give you more for your money without charging you extra. I know, I sound like a Busby salesman, but I genuinely believe in that. It's like, give us more for our money instead of giving us less and charging more money. It's a good operating procedure, I think, personally. But the Twist Fury, it literally is a full-length firing production skewer. I mean, I think that speaks for itself. It's a home run. And with the fact that it takes a fairly common-looking spring, that's not going to pick up too well, but it'll come in there close. And I see screws everywhere on the shell. Just screws everywhere. And as far as I can tell, I don't see signs of solvent welding. So for us that tinker, me especially, for us to tinker, this thing is probably going to be an absolute brilliant blaster to work with. If I suspect Taffy had any input on the design, it's going to be probably fantastic to work with. So, and as is, ergonomic-wise, it's a home run as well. And I know, Busby, not known for great ergonomics, but the grip is, I mean, I've got my skewer here for a reason. You look at the skewer grip, it even has the two-tone pattern of, I know I'm wearing black, as I do in a lot of my videos, but that grip is the skewer grip, just, production style. So, if you like a skewer, you're going to like a Twist Fury. So it'd be the perfect alternative if you're somebody like me that has a skewer, but you want something that you can have fun in the backyard and not absolutely obliterate people with a 220 FPS shot while you're just having a backyard battle for fun. This is awesome. And I see a lot of reasons to have a few of these. I have my skewer, and I could see myself having 2 or 3 Twist Furies. Keep one stock, put one at like 120 feet per second, one at like 150 feet per second, and then I got my skewer. So there's like 3 Twist Furies so I got one, I want 2 more. So that's an endorsement right there. I already want 2 more. So take it from me. This thing is absolutely phenomenal for what you're going to get for the money with a ready-to-go blaster that'll outperform the Nerf blaster for sure. I mean, 81 to 83 feet per second is already higher than the 70 FPS margin they do. Great ergonomics. I mean, that paddle, including even the paddle mag release. Of course, you got to have the breech open. That's fantastic. So if you're left-handed, go ahead, grab this, and fire. This is, I don't know what else I could say. It's simply a home run. Just like I thought with the Rogue that I just did the review of. The Rogue and this are both absolute home run blasters. They may not be the most groundbreaking ever, but I think this one kind of is, in the fact that the creator is somebody who's a blaster enthusiast. So check this out as soon as it comes available. The Twist Fury from Busby under the Air Warriors line. This is an absolute home run of a blaster. I already want 2 more. So that's my endorsement. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.